Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And now we see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me just get into this immediately. As y'all know, Draymond Green is one of the most outspoken people in all of sports media. We know this. Now, who has been the most criticized player in the NBA over the last 2 years? That person has been Russell Westbrook. This is not even up for discussion. I've never seen a player get attacked on that consistently on a daily basis around the clock the way Russell Westbrook was attacked. It was unbelievable. Whatever issue the Lakers were suffering, the go-to answer was Russell Westbrook. And these guys did an amazing job at really tarnishing the public image of this guy to the point where now some people are asking, well, who was Russell Westbrook before he joined the Lakers? Forgetting the fact that this guy was already a Hall of Fame player. Now, as y'all know, as I said before, Draymond Green is the most outspoken guy in all the media, and he's been hearing it. He's been following it. And it seems like even Draymond Green has reached the point where he's sick and tired of people constantly disrespecting Russell Westbrook on a daily basis. Now, this morning I came across a clip from his show on The Volume, the Draymond Green show of the Draymond Green podcast, where he was addressing this very issue about Russell Westbrook and the constant disrespect he receives. So what we want to do is want to play exactly what Draymond Green had to say here, and then we'll come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what Draymond Green had to say.
The Suns took a 3-1 lead over the Clippers without Kawhi. Number one, I'm not going to say shout out to Russell Westbrook because I'm so tired of people disrespecting Russ. Like, shout out Russ, he played good. Like, Russell Westbrook is an MVP. Russell Westbrook is a perennial all-star. Russell Westbrook is a legend and a Hall of Famer. So I'm not about to do the whole shout out to Russ for going through and persevering. Like, that's whack. That's whack. Stop disrespecting that man like he not him and who he is. But Russ is having an incredible series. He's giving them chances in these games, even without Kawhi. They're playing Marcus Morris more because they need another guy that can create his own shot. That's been looking good for them. But ultimately, without Kawhi and PG, you just don't have enough. And it's unfortunate to see Kawhi going through what he's going through, man. You just never really wish that on anyone. And you know, everyone always questions him and say this, say that. He played 42 minutes and then couldn't play again. So for everyone who questioned, like, oh, he didn't play back-to-backs, like, it's real. We're competitors, man. You don't get to this level by, oh, I'm cool, I'm going to just sit out. Like, you don't become who guys become with that mindset. Like, it's real, and you get so much complaining about it. And so I wish Kawhi well. Hope he's back out there for Game 5. You always want to see guys have the opportunity to play on the biggest stage. He was dominating that series, but D-Book has been dominating. D-Book is doing continuing to grow into the guy. And he's been the guy for a long time, but there are steps and levels of being the guy. And he continues to grow, man. He had, I know, Game 4, the game where he had 45. One of the most, and like 7 assists or whatever he had. One of the most impressive, the most impressive thing about that game, he had 0 turnovers.
So you heard his comments. Here are my thoughts. Draymond Green was 100% on the money. 100% on the money. The disrespect Russell Westbrook has been receiving is out of control. Out of control. What has happened is this. The guy has been criticized so heavily that now people can't seem to let go even when he's doing well. This is where we are. The guy's now playing well, and people are now all of a sudden trying to say, well, it's a fluke. It's a fluke. They can't reconcile the fact that they thought that this guy's career was essentially over. Some people speculated that he would probably be out of the NBA in the next year or two. And now you see a guy that's most likely going to get another contract from the Clippers. You better believe it. You absolutely better believe it, because he's an insurance policy to that organization that has players that have questionable track records in terms of their health. So you get a guy like this, you know he's going to play at least 75 games every single year. You know that. So you have an insurance policy that you have someone out that can go out there and compete every single night. So he's going to get a contract. And that's something that's really going to irritate these guys. If you look at Russell Westbrook's production, This year in the playoffs, let me just pull it up here for a second. Russell Westbrook, these playoffs, is averaging in 4 games, while playing 38 minutes a game, 26 points per game, 46% shooting from the field, 41% shooting from the three. He hasn't shot that good since the 2009-2010 playoffs. Just to show you how well he's been playing. 88% from the free throw line, getting you 7.5 rebounds, 7.3 assists, 3.8 turnovers, 1.5 steals, and 1.8 blocks, and is playing absolutely sensational, inspiring, contagious defense. Russell Westbrook is the primary reason the Clippers have even been competitive in these games that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard has missed. And instead of just congratulating the guy, people are up there still trying to look for ways to disrespect him at every single turn. I argue with these people on our channel. And this is what Draymond Green is talking about. Even though Russell Westbrook is a quote-unquote adversary or competitor to Draymond Green, even him, he's like, bro, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Like, when is the disrespect going to stop? When are we going to stop with the disrespect? When? People are like, well, show me what he did. These are just 3 games, 4 games. Show me what he did before that. They're going to pull up the Lakers. And I'm going to ask those people, why don't you pull up what he did before? Why don't you pull up what he did before he was a Los Angeles Laker? People won't do that. They won't do that because it doesn't serve their narrative. What they thought was, after watching him perform with the Lakers, they thought his career was over. And now they're getting a rude awakening, finding out that it's not. Finding out that he can actually help a team win basketball games. They don't want to deal with this. Here's something you Russell Westbrook haters cannot eliminate. Number one, Russell Westbrook was already a regular season MVP before he joined the Lakers. He had already made 9 all-star teams. He had already won 2 all-star game MVPs. He had already made 7 all-NBA teams. He had already, led the league in scoring 2 times. He'd already led the league in assists 3 times. And he was already a top 75 player before he joined the Lakers. No amount of hating you will do is going to eliminate that reality. There's no amount of hating you can do. You can't go back and rewrite history to serve you. The guy was a hell of a player. Was he perfect? No. How many players in the NBA are perfect? What gets me now is that people are now looking for a new way to knock him. Instead of giving him his credit for performing well, they're like, well, he's not winning. And the question I have to ask you guys is, why would you expect winning from a guy you wrote off? It is unbelievable to me.